What's up, guys? Dustin McDangles back here with another video, and this is the NHL Franchise Mode series here with the Nebraska Bucks as we get into it here in the Stanley Cup playoffs. The 2025-2026 playoff year is upon us, and we're actually going to take a look here at the playoff standings. And before we do so, if you guys actually missed the last episode, I'll drop a card in the top right-hand corner right now so you guys can go check that out. But again, here we are, guys. First round opponent is indeed the Calgary Flames. Also, just taking a look here at the playoff picture, we've got the Kings and Oilers, we've got the Blackhawks and Avalanche, and then at the top we have the Dallas Stars and Winnipeg Jets. Over in the Eastern Conference, we've got the Flyers, Hurricanes, Devils, Penguins, Panthers, and Sabres, and then we've got the Lightning and Islanders. So definitely going to be exciting here for these playoffs. We've got some injuries right now. Ahonen and Volchenkov are out, so here are actually a look at the lines here for this start of the playoffs. So we've got this second line is actually stacked with Suzuki, Byfield, and then Satian. They get a +5, so honestly that line might carry us throughout the playoffs, and we might roll with that sort of the rest of the way through and move Volchenkov in where we can. We get the +3 here on the top line, which is great, and then we get the +1s there throughout. And then on the defensive end, we've got Tinkanoff and Jones. We've got Pesce and Tavares. Pesce's really dropped off. He's down to an 80 overall, so we might look to move him in the offseason. And then we've got Waugh and Lautner. So that's exactly how we're going to start these playoffs, guys. Again, we're either going to get knocked out early or we're going to make a deep run here. So let's sort of strap in here for these playoffs, and we're going to get this first game underway here against the Calgary Flames. Let's actually, before we do, let's take a look at the lineups, but we'll get through this first game first, as Tkachuk actually able to get the Flames on the board first. So we are heavily out shooting Calgary, but just can't seem to find the back of the net here until Scheifele finally gets one past Ullmark against the Flames with 10 minutes left to play. Man, crazy game right here. Again, heavily out shooting the Flames. Can we bury one here before the end of this game as Kase gets one here with about 4 minutes left to go? Can we hold on? We will. And the Nebraska Bucks actually take game one of the Stanley Cup playoffs here for us as Ullmark gets first start of the game. Kase was star number 2. Scheifele rounding out as star number 3. I do want to take a look quickly here before we get back into another game at the lines and sort of see what the Calgary Flames actually have going for them. Pretty stacked first two lines, I'd have to say. Honestly, they're very deep here. Gaudreau, Lindholm, and Tkachuk there on that top line. Then they've got Dubé, Monahan, and Andreas Johansson. Peyton Krebs, Eric Stahl, and Mikhail Grigorenko. And then on the fourth line, they've got Cassian, Ruznicka, and then Sonny Milano. Let's take a look here at their back end. Hanifin and Panik. Then they've got Rasmus Anderson and Vilimaki. And then rounding out the back end, they've got Adam Ginning and Mark Olsner. Not to be mistaken for Carl Olsner. Let's take a look here between the pipes. They've got Ullmark and Ritchie, or however the heck you say his name. Again, both two pretty old goaltenders, so we should, in theory, sort of get through this series against these Flames, but you never know when it's the playoffs. Anything can happen. Let's see here. AHL, looks like, again, the AHL team did make the playoffs. Their first game was played, and they won 5-1 against the Laval Rockets. Let's get into game number 2 away from home here at the Scotiabank Saddledome in Calgary. First period quick sim. Looks like Lindholm has the Flames on the board. Quick sim period number 2. Kase and Stahl with the goals, so we will go slow sim here. They are heavily out shooting us by basically 10 here. Man, it's going to be tough here to see what we can do in this game, but Vasalainen ties the game with 11 minutes left to go in the period as we are able to hold them off. They had a 5-on-3 power play there for just a moment in that period, and it looks like, I was just about to say we're about to go to overtime, but Tkachuk, 15 seconds left on the board, puts the dagger in the hearts of the Nebraska Bucks fans, and we are out of that game. Ullmark, first star again Crazy stuff there. Vasilinin there. Second star, Gaudreau. Third star, I'm surprised Kachuk wasn't on the board for stars of the game, but we are now on... Oh, Scheifele, he's out. Ooh, till April 21st. That is a massive blow. Absolutely massive blow. So we're going to have to move some things around here. Honestly, I'm going to move Crosby up to that top line. We'll keep the +5 and keep the +3s going. Crosby has done nothing so far this playoff year. Can we even move Turtukin up? We cannot. So that's going to have to be how it is unless we move Rupo up. He doesn't get anything. So Crosby on that top line is going to have to do here until we get our boy Scheifele back. But we're going to have to hope and pray that we can get through this series, because that's the only way it looks like we're going to be getting Scheifele back into this lineup, unless it goes the distance to Game 7. But here we are, guys. Game 3 at home. Big Game 3. Definitely want to impress the home fans, as Pesce actually gets the goal scoring started in the first period. Second period goes through, nothing going there, being heavily outshot at home against these Flames. Again, want to try and hold on here. Can Bishop save us? And just as I say that, Gaudreau gets the Flames on the board with 10 minutes. We've got 10 minutes left here in this game. Will we be able to sneak a late one here, or will the Flames break our hearts at the Cabela's Coliseum? It looks like Nick Suzuki is the hero here in this game number 3, giving us the 2-1 series lead. Nick Suzuki on the goal. Ben Bishop, wow, .974 save percentage. First star of the game, Nick Suzuki. Second star, and then we've got Pesce there for star number 3. That was a huge game. Kase so far leading the way in points. We shall sim up here to the next game, and before we do, I do actually want to first move the lines around here at the NHL level. It looks like we've got an injury here at the AHL level, so we'll sub that in, and let's actually go to the NHL. And our boy, what's-his-face is back in the lineup. Ahonen, we can get him back into the lineup, so we'll throw him in here. He is still technically injured, and he doesn't really fit any lines, so we'll get him on the top pair there with Tinkanoff. We'll move Seth Jones down, who hasn't really done much in this series. Can we even maybe move anything else around? We can move Lautner up the lineup, so that is a good thing for now. Let's take a look here at the AHL. They're up 2-1 in their series, so they just need to win one more game to move on for their quest for the Calder Cup. Moving on here to game number 4. This could be a huge one. Could we go up big in this series? Big first period. Sammy Blais and Seth Jones on the goals. Period number 2 goes by. Nothing going. Shots are even, so it is a pretty tightly contested affair here in game number 4, with a big chance to go up in this series 3-1. Flames on the power play, unable to capitalize there, as we've got 10 minutes left to go. Can we hang on to this lead is the real question, as time is expiring in this game. Will the Flames get at least one? They will not. Kase cashes in the empty netter, and we win game number 4 3-0. I would be shocked if Ben Bishop is not the first star, as he is. Kase with 2 points, 1 goal, 1 assist, and Seth Jones getting that 3rd star of the game. So far, Kase has been a beast these playoffs, and honestly, we're going to continue rolling with it. Take a look here at the AHL. We'll find out if they will move on to the next round. Scheifele's actually back, so we'll hold him out. Don't want him to get injured, and it looks like the Burnaby Aces won in overtime, so they'll advance to the next round of their playoffs. As we're going to play this game here without Scheifele, give him another day's rest to heal up, as we're up 3-1 in this series. Flames 2-1 after the first. Appleton and Lindholm with the goals. Period number 2 goes by. Tinkanoff with a goal on Olamark from the point, and we'll slow sim period number 3 here in Calgary. Will we be able to get past these Flames, or will they be able to hold on and win on their home ice, as it looks like Gaudreau gets the goal there with 9 minutes left to go in the game. Can we find a way to tie this game up and send it to overtime with an empty net is the real question, and it looks like we're not going to be able to. The Flames take game number 5 Ooh, Suzuki's out. He's out to the 28th, so he's going to miss the rest of this first round, which is tough to see because that's going to get rid of that +5 on that second line. So we're going to have to move Scheifele into the lineup here. Does he get... He only gets the +3 on that line. If we move Crosby back, that actually gets the +5. So we'll put Scheifele in. He is injured, but we're going to keep him in the lineup. Hopefully he doesn't sort of cause any more injuries here to him, but we do get the +5 here on that second line. Crosby, Byfield, and Satian as we get into game number 6 at home. Cabela's Coliseum. We've got a big one here, as it also looks like the AHL is going to be moving on to their next series against the Binghamton Devils. So that'll be a fun series to pay attention to as we continue on with this simulation here. Obviously, the more important matters here at the NHL level as Johansson gets the Flames on the board first, 1-0. We've got a big-time second period there. Scheifele with 2 and Jones with 1. We're going to slow sim the third period. 2-goal lead here. None to boot, as it actually looks like Tkachuk from the point is actually able to get one past Bishop. So we've got a 1-goal lead here in this third period. And the question is, will we be able to build on this? And Kase, the man of the hour, the man of these playoffs, he's playing for a contract here for next year. And he's, well, not really, he's playing to stay on the team. We were looking to maybe trade him out because he isn't having the best of seasons for us. But we're going to win game number 6, take the series 4-2 as we win this game 4-2. Take a look here at the Stars. Kase, 3 points, 1 goal, 2 assists. Bishop with a 9.45 save percentage. Scheifele with 2 goals, getting the 3rd star of the game. So, big series win there. Satian is out as well, so we're going to have to edit some more lines here. Guys just keep dropping, and that's our second line that has that +5, which, again, that sucks to see that, as Watt is our only sub. So we're going to have to sub him in just for now. Oh, man, we're going to have to do best lines, and we'll have to fix some things sort of once the next series starts because Suzuki's back, so we'll be able to put our lines back together here as Volchenkov is actually back healthy and ready to play as the series continue on. Pittsburgh and the Flyers as Eastern Conference goes to Game 7. The Penguins advance. Defending Stanley Cup champions look like they are out of the playoffs as we will continue on here. NHL round is over, and we've got the Edmonton Oilers up next here, guys. We've got a bunch of players back to good health, so let's go ahead. I will edit the lines, and I'll catch you guys in just a second. So we've got the lines back to normal. I think I want to try and move Satian back into the lineup here to get that +5 once he is back to full health, because as of right now on the injury, he does not get that +5. So we've got Volchenkov, Scheifele, and Vesalainen there on that top line. Then we've got Suzuki, Byfield, Kase, Ritchie, Crosby, Roslovic, and then Appleton, Tartukin, and Rupo Hintz. We could maybe swap this around. Actually, we'll put Hintz back on that third line instead. He hasn't had a great playoffs, 3 points in 6 games, so not terrible. And then we've got the usual defensive pairs here as well, guys. So continuing on here, it's going to be a tough test here against these Edmonton Oilers. And actually, let's take a look here at the playoff tree and see how things have shaken up. Again, obviously, we're playing the Edmonton Oilers. They won their series 4-1. Blackhawks play the Stars. They won. Each of those teams won their series 4-1 as well. In the Eastern Conference, we've got the Penguins and Flyers. Each of them won their series in 7. And then we've got the Lightning and the Sabres over in the Eastern Conference. So definitely some great series here to take a look at. Let's actually see how our AHL team is doing. They won their first game, or they're 1-1 in their series, it looks like. So they split the first 2 games away from home. So their next 2 are at home, which should be fun to see. But we're more intrigued here, obviously, about these Stanley Cup playoffs. Looking to make a run here. Second round of these playoffs is underway. Period 1, we're down 1-0. 2-1. I forgot to check out their lineup. Obviously, they still have Hopkins and McDavid, as Volchenkov actually gets one on Georgiev, of all people. We're able to tie the game up. Volchenkov and Jones, Yamamoto on Bishop. So we'll slow sim this third period. Exciting to see that Volchenkov is absolutely buzzing with his return from injury. Again, he's been out since the regular season, so it's going to be interesting to see what he can do as McDavid gets 2. So McDavid's got a hat trick. Vesalainen gets 1 on Georgiev. And can we tie this game? This is an absolute crazy one as Tartukin gets 1 on Georgiev to tie this one up. Will we be able to hold on, maybe win this game, or even send it to overtime? And as I say that, obviously, the Edmonton Oilers score. Josh Anderson puts the pin in the needle there, and they win the game. McDavid, 4 points, 3 goals, 1 assist. Volchenkov, 2 goals, 1 assist. And Yamamoto with 1 goal and 2 assists as the Oilers take the 1-0 series lead. Haisha, we're not too worried about that. That's AHL. Let's see how they did in their game. They won, so they're up 2-1 in their series. Let's take a look here at the Edmonton Oilers. Again, always forget to take a look at the lineups for our opposing teams. Quickly take a look at this here. Hopkins, McDavid, Yamamoto, Merkley, Draisaitl, Calvert. Honestly, they're not super deep. They just have that stacked first line. Let's take a look at their defense. Darnell Nurse, Evan Bouchard, not really stacked. Gustafsson, Langenbrunner, and Alexiev. So nothing. Honestly, the Oilers aren't too stacked. Georgiev and Lindgren between the pipes. So again, nothing too crazy to expect with these guys. But let's go ahead and hop into this next one. So hopping into this next game, guys. Again, we're waiting. Actually, I want to see if Seishin is back to full health to maybe get us that +5 here on the second line. Is he back? He's not back to full health yet, so he won't get that +5. That honestly, that +5 is going to be huge for that second line. So we're going to have to go another game with Kase there on that line, which, I mean, it is what it is. Let's take a look. We'll simulate here this game, obviously. See what we can do. First period gone. 2-1 lead. Kase Crosby on Georgiev as Anderson gets 1 on Bishop. Second period sim Kase on Georgiev, and obviously Kase making a claim to keep him on the ice as Byfield buries 1 from the point, giving us the 4-1 lead here in this game against the Edmonton Oilers. We're actually going to quick sim the rest of this game. Volchenkov and Vesalainen, so absolutely destroying the Edmonton Oilers in game number 2, making a nice little comeback game, letting them know that we are for real. Let's take a look here. AHL, we've got an injury there that we'll have to take care of, and it looks like they're going to have to put in a scratched left winger at the point, which is not what you want to see, but they're going to have to deal with it. Man, big win. Let's take a look at the AHL. Overtime loss, so that series is tied at 2. I do want to take a look Seishin, let's actually help out the AHL squad. I don't want them having defenseman there on the back end, or forward, I should say, on the back end. So let's get Racian back into the lineup. Again, he is still injured, but it's better than having a forward playing defense. And then we can go ahead and, what is Cade Quick? Did we draft him? 7th round pick with some points here in these playoffs. We'll get him into the lineup instead. He does get the +1, and if anything, can we make any of these lines better? It doesn't look like we will be able to. Maybe take out Jorgensen here for an injured possible player, and we'll throw in Argon down here. Does get the -1. If we move him up, it does seem to help the lineup out a little bit, so we'll move him up 1. Sort of we'll roll with this. Actually, we'll move Lewis up. We'll move this back around, and that doesn't actually get anything going in the right direction, but we'll leave it at that. Not too worried about the AHL. Again, I figured they'll figure things out on their own. As let's take a look here. Can Seishin hop into the lineup here? And it looks like he can, so didn't mean to press B. Let's get him into the lineup. See if he does get the +5 here on this second line, because if he does, that's going to be a huge boost to that line, and he does get the +5. So my only problem is we just scratched Kase, who's had a great playoff, so I don't want to leave him out of the lineup. We're going to put him here on the third line. He doesn't get any pluses, and he doesn't really work on that bottom line. Volchenkov had a great game back. We're going to leave Kase here on this third line. He has 12 points in 8 games, so I don't know if that's going to be great. Obviously, Volchenkov 4 points in 2 games, so we'll leave it at that. I'm okay with doing that. I want that +5 here on this line unless we move things around. Yeah, I'd rather have the +5 for now. See how that goes. Again, if we don't have a good game here, we'll change it. We'll change it back. But, you know, we live when we learn. Obviously, we're about to find out if this will pay off. But getting into the game here, guys, at home at Cabela's Coliseum, Byfield on the goal, 1-0. Second period goes by, and it looks like the Oilers are up here 2-1, outshooting them here for the slow sim. Continuing on, can we get anything here this period is the real question. Power play opportunity goes by, 10 minutes left here. Can the Oilers capitalize? They cannot. Looks like we've got a bit of a stalemate here, not able to get anything as Draisaitl gets his second of the game. Darnell Nurse getting his first, making this pretty much unattainable. We lose the game 4-1. Tough one there. So let's move Kase back, although he got a bump there in the performance for the game, which I don't understand why, but let's move him back to that line. We'll take Seishin out of the lineup and put, I'm trying to think, does Sammy Blaze work better on this line? He doesn't get anything, so we shall put, if we can find him, where's Ritchie? There he is, Nick Ritchie. We'll put him back into the lineup to get that +1. So we got 2 +3s and the 2 +1s. We'll roll with that and see how that goes here for game number 4. Again, we are down in the series 2-1. It's going to be a battle for sure here in this series, and it looks like our AHL team is just about to be knocked out of their playoffs as well. Flyers up 3-0 on the Penguins, so that is crazy to see. First period, quick sim, 3-0 Crosby, Tavares, Suzuki on the goals. Quick sim period number 2, Tartukin and Hintz, Darnell Nurse for the Oilers. We'll quick sim the third, Scheifele and Crosby, Calvert for the Edmonton Oilers. We win game number 4, 7-2. Crosby 4 points, Rupo with 3, Scheifele with 3 points. So crazy stuff. I think we're going to leave the lines as is until we have any injuries. And we spoke too soon. Byfield is out until May 15th, so it looks like he will be out for the rest of this series, which is a big shot. Ah, man, that's a big shot for sure. I wonder now if maybe we move Seishin here on this second line. Does it still get the +5? It only gets the +3, so we'll move Sammy Blaze back in there, give him a shout on that line. Although if we move Crosby up, that doesn't do anything. It still keeps it at +3. So we'll throw Sammy Blaze in there, see what he can do. Obviously, losing Byfield is a big hurt there as we'll continue on in this playoff year. Looks like the AHL team is going to send that thing to Game 7, which is crazy to see. Blackhawks won their series in a sweep, so it's just a battle between us and these Oilers here in the West to battle it out for the Western Conference Final here. Big game, away from home, game number 5. Series tied at 2. First period, Sim, Scheifele, Crosby, Lautner, Yamamoto for the Oilers. Period number 2 goes by, Volchenkov and Scheifele. We'll quick sim period number 3. And Scheifele with a massive game coming out game number 5 with 3 goals, 1 assist. Volchenkov 1 goal, 2 assists. And Bishop there with some great stats between the pipes. So that was a huge game 5. We're up 3-2 in this series. I'm surprised we haven't gone to an overtime yet this playoff year. Let's see here. Did the AHL team do it? They ended up losing. So another disappointing year for the AHL squad, losing in the playoffs. But again, we're more worried about the NHL playoffs here, guys. At home, quick sim period 1, Nugent Hopkins getting the goal. We end up tying the game here. Anisimov for the Oilers, Kase and Ritchie for the Bucks, as we will slow sim period number 3 with a chance to send us or punch our ticket to the Western Conference Finals, guys. 10 minutes left to go here in this period. Will we get the win here in Game 6? Or will this thing go to Game 7? McDavid with a dagger from the point on the power play. Will we be able to tie the game? Rupo Hintz saves the day, and Sammy Blais, of all people, scores the goal, and Tinkanoff seals the deal on the empty netter. And we shall go on, guys, to the conference finals to face off against the Chicago Blackhawks. Rupo, 1 goal, 2 assists. Suzuki, 2 assists. Ahonen, 2 assists there for your 3 stars of the game. Man, that is huge stuff getting through the Oilers. And we're going to simulate here a day. Obviously, it looks like we were the last people playing here in the Eastern Conference. We've got the Flyers and Lightning. And in the West, we've got the Blackhawks and Bucks. Here we are again, guys. Western Conference Final for the 2nd straight year in a row. Last year, it was crazy. We were able to make it to the finals. Who knows what's going to happen this year, as we are the away team. We were the last team in the playoffs to get in. Brendan Saad on the goal against Bishop. Quick sub period number 2. Vasilinen on Gibson. And this is going to be a tough series against these Blackhawks. We'll take a look at their lineup here after game number 1, as that seems to be the theme this episode. Seth Jones from the half wall at the point. Buries one at the 13-minute marker, as we've got 10 minutes left here in this game. Are we going to be able to sneak out of the United Center with a 1-0 series lead? And it looks like that might be the case as time expires on the Blackhawks. And again, we get the Game 1 win away from home. Bishop leading the way with first star of the game. Gibson, deservingly so, star 2. And then Seth Jones, the Game 1 hero, gets star number 3. So let's take a look here at their lineup for the Chicago Blackhawks. Didn't mean to actually take a look at our lineups, but again, our team is playing well. We're just waiting right now for Byfield to get back from injury so that we can get that second line back to normal, although Sammy Blais, the hero, sending us to the next series, so we can definitely thank him for that. Taking a look here at the Chicago Blackhawks, kind of stacked on their lines here, pretty good depth. DeBrincat, Strome, Kane, Nylander, Slinger, and Brendan Saad. So that's 2 stacked lines. A third line, they've got, don't even know how to say his name. They got Jake from State Farm, Kirby Doc, and Oscar Sundqvist. Then they've got Delmore, Agostini, and Norris there, rounding out their 4th line. On the back end, they've got Hayden Fleury, Adam Boqvist, Justin Schultz, Oli Mata, Caleb Jones, and Andrew Peaky. Oli Mata, I believe he is back from the LA Kings. He was sent from Pittsburgh to Chicago. Then he went to LA, and then it looks like he had a couple more stops on his way. Colorado, San Jose, and then back to Chicago. So what a crazy journey it's been there for Oli Mata as a Penguins fan. Crazy to see that. Let's see here between the pipes again. They've got Gibson and Kubo. So they don't have a backup. So if any time we put in big time goals, maybe pull their goalie, we definitely have the game. Unless maybe Gibson gets injured, that could also be a big time play as well. But game number 2, looks like the Flyers won their game against the Lightning. But again, worried about our game here. Rupo on Gibson gets the scoring started in the first. It looks like Volchenkov is going to continue that trend in the second period with just 1 goal, as we are here in the third up 2-0. Blackhawks on the power play, unable to capitalize there. Can Nebraska make them pay? Unable to do so. 10 minutes left in the game. Justin Schultz from the high slot gets one behind Bishop. As 5 minutes left to go, can the Blackhawks tie things up? And it looks like Patrick Kane from the half wall is going to put a dagger into the hearts of the fans of Nebraska. And we've got our first overtime game here of this playoff. So let's go ahead. We're going to hop into this one and take a look and see what we can do. First overtime period of these playoffs, as we are about to get underway here as puck is dropped. Lautner's going to find Volchenkov. And here we are, guys. Overtime game number 2 here against these Blackhawks. It is a big one, as obviously first goal takes it all. As we had a quick chance there, Volchenkov almost finding a man there out front. I believe that was Scheifele. Nice hit there. Got a dangerous play here. Strome's going to take the shot, which is actually blocked, as Scheifele is going to headman to Volchenkov. He's in the zone, looking for somebody. He's going to find Vasilinen, who's going to get murked on the play. Thankfully, he gets up and is unscathed from that. big hit there on Strome as the Blackhawks have a chance there in front. Patrick Kane, always dangerous with the puck. And he's actually going to bury that, captain of the Blackhawks, on his own rebound. And we're going to lose game number 2. So that's going to tie up this series. That's a tough way to go out of game number 2. Had a solid chance there to start that overtime period, but the Blackhawks taking advantage there of just a breakdown there defensively. Kane getting his own rebound. You just never really see that in the NHL. Defense really just standing around. Somebody goes down, but Kane buries that, so we'll get back into the simulation here and see if we can win game number 3. Tough way to go out of that last game, but series is only tied at 1, so not too worried. Byfield is back, but I do want him to heal up a little bit more before we throw him in to the lineup. So we'll simulate game number 3 here at home against the Blackhawks. Strong first period there, Scheifele and Crosby on the goals. Second period goes by, and the Blackhawks are back in it with 3 of their own. We were able to get 1, so again, tie game. Oh man, Bishop was pulled as well, unless he actually got injured. So Tucker Tynan between the pipes here for the Bucks. That is not good to see. I don't know if, again, they pulled Bishop or if he got injured, but looks like Scheifele able to score the 4th there to tie the game in this 3rd period against the Blackhawks, as Tucker lets one up, and we actually lose the game 5-4. Tough game there. 3 stars of the game. Scheifele had a hat trick. Jake from State Farm for the Blackhawks got 2. Crosby with 2 points as well for star number 3. But we're down here now in the series, 2-1. And Jackson Tavares, he's actually going to be out. And we're going to have to replace him with Roy on the back end. And what I also want to do here is I want to move Byfield back into the lineup here. We're definitely going to need him this series. So let's throw him in. We'll put him at center ice, putting Suzuki on the wing. Still get the +3 there on that line. Take a look at our defense. Roy on that back pair does get a +3, so that is nice. As we have the +3 on the top pair, so that is good there. Again, it doesn't look like Bishop is injured, so looks like he was just pulled in that last game. So again, down 2-1 here in the series. This is a huge game number 4. We can't lose both games at home, or this series is practically over. Scheifele having an amazing playoffs, 22 points in 12 games. Rupo Hintz getting the goal scoring started in the first period. Period number 2, as the Blackhawks get the lead there with 2. And here we are, 3rd period, the big one. We're heavily out shooting the Blackhawks, just unable to get anything past Gibson, as Roslovic from the sideboards. Oh, Kuba's in the net. Kuba's in the net. He's a 74 overall. Gibson might be injured, guys. That could be a huge turning point in this series, as Kashe actually gets the go-ahead goal here in the 3rd period on Kuba. Wow, that is absolutely huge, guys. Massive comeback win there against the Blackhawks to win game number 4. So we've got basically a 3-game series. I don't know if there's any way we can actually see their injuries. Let's see if we can actually take a look at their squad and maybe see if we can see any injuries. Is Bishop or Gibson out? He's not. So they pulled him. I don't know why they would have pulled him. That is quite interesting. Let's actually take a look at the league. Does it say any news? More items. Let's take a look here. Is there any news? There's no Blackhawk news, it looks like. So, man, that is huge. If he is injured and that Tucker guy is in between the pipes for the Blackhawks, look out, because they are going to be in big trouble. Let's see here. Any updates? Let's take a look here if there's any updates for the Blackhawks. It doesn't look like it. So, looks like we'll be up against Gibson, which is okay. I mean, we'll take it anytime they pull a goalie for sure. That's free points right there. But here we are, game 5 again, best of 3 now here in this series. First period goes by. We put 3 behind Gibson in that first period. Richie and Volchenkov with 2. DeBrincat getting 1 on the Bucks. Quick sim period number 2. Nylander with the goal. So we've got a 1-goal lead here in game number 5. This is a massive game. If we can win this, obviously one step closer to winning the series and going to our second straight Stanley Cup. And it looks like Kuba's between the pipes again for the Blackhawks. So Nick Suzuki taking full advantage of that. Again, Kuba, I believe, a 74 overall rated goalie, and that is huge in Sims, as Augustini scoring for the Blackhawks, but it's not going to be enough as we win game number 5 away from home. Taking a look here at 3 stars of the game, Kuba getting the nod there for first star, Volchenkov and Suzuki rounding out the rest of the stars of the game. But here we are, guys. Game number 6, Western Conference Finals. We've got a chance to go to the Stanley Cup Finals again, and it looks like the Philadelphia Flyers are basically just waiting for their opponent. So let's go ahead, hop into the simulation. Big one here. First period goes by, tie game. Byfield, Hintz, DeBrincat, and Augustini for the Blackhawks. Period number 2 goes by, Doc and Slinger for the Blackhawks. Seth Jones for the Bucks. And Patrick Kane there with a dagger in the slot. Might have given the Blackhawks the win here in this game, and Patrick Kane once again. So we'll just quick sim the rest of game number 6, as it looks like we're going to be going back to the United Center here to see if we can win game number 7. So again, this is what it comes down to, guys. This is what players live for in hockey. Game 7, Stanley Cup playoffs. Regardless of the score, we're going to watch period number 3 unless we go out like crazy. So Scheifele and Hintz on the goals. Period number 2 goes by. We'll slow sim here the third period a little bit before we'll get to the 10-minute marker and hop in if nothing changes, as we actually get a third. So we'll actually simulate a little bit further just so we can see a trophy, but we've got a close game here. So we're actually going to hop in right now, 3-1 against the Blackhawks. We'll hop in and watch the rest of this game. Offensive zone draw here with a chance to go up even more. Byfield on the faceoff. He's going to lose that, and he's actually going to win it back here below the goal line. Tartukin with a chance there in front as he's unable to bury that. Appleton now with it. He's just evading pressure. 2 minutes now left in this power play as Byfield into the zone. Gets the puck poked off his stick. Still with it. Trying to find Tartukin backdoor and just unable to connect there as the Blackhawks with it now. Fleury. Headman's to Lecision, and that is taken away by Byfield. Trying to get into the zone. He's got it. Finds a man backdoor. Tartukin goes low to Appleton. Appleton to Byfield. And that chance is broken up, and the Blackhawks off to the races with a chance here on the kill. Is blocked away nicely by, I believe that might have been Ahonen. I'm not too sure, but dangerous chance here is Tartukin with the poke. He's got a weird skating style. Comes in with a chance to bury. Not good enough there on the breakaway as the Blackhawks are going to work this puck out. Got a pile up there over by their bench, and they got a 2-on-2. Wow, what a big save there by Bishop. He's going to play that to Appleton, who finds Byfield. He's got a man backdoor and just turns it over. Blackhawks back the other way. Kirby Doc with a chance. He's got it. In the corner, finds the man at the point. Boqvist looks for a shot. Bodies flying everywhere. Hits everywhere. Bishop's going to play that out. Ahonen headmans to Appleton, who finds Byfield. He's going to look. Not too sure what Byfield was doing on that, but here comes the Blackhawks. Tipped, and Jones is going to headman to Rupo Hintz. Hintz trying to get into the zone, and he turns it over. Boqvist now headmans to Delmore through the neutral zone as the Blackhawks taking a quick shot there. 20 seconds left in our power play. Pretty disappointed we did not get any goals out of it, but time's going to sort of fly by a little bit quicker now as we are about to get even here. As there's a quick 2-on-2 developing for the Blackhawks. Dangerous shot there. Thankfully, nobody was backdoor. As Scheifele is going to find Rupo. Rupo with it. Trying to dipsy-do through the zone. Misses wide, and Gibson holds on for the whistle. Offensive zone draw. We've got our first line out there. Vasalainen, Scheifele, Volchenkov. As time is going to move a little bit quicker here in this game, but the Blackhawks back to even strength, as it actually was a 5-minute major. Not too sure who took it. But again, here we are, guys. Dumped in by the Blackhawks. Got to be sure with the puck here on all breakouts as Koshe is tied up on the boards. Blackhawks with a chance. Brendan Saad with a shot. Saved well by Bishop as Ahonen lays a good check there in the corner to get the puck out of the zone. Kase finds Scheifele, and a nice back check there by Nylander. Steals the puck, and the Blackhawks are coming the other way through the neutral zone. They lose it. And we've got a minute left here in this game. Scheifele getting into the zone. Nice little toe drag. Finds Suzuki. Suzuki's actually going to lose that, but all the way out to Lautner. We've got a minute left here in this game. Left in Game 7 as we've got a chance there. Seth Jones on the shot. Blocked well by Gibson, and you can fully expect the Blackhawks to pull their goalie next chance they get. As Patrick Kane with the puck out of the zone. Dipsy doing through the zone. Nice moves. Nice huge hit there in the corner by Lautner to free up the puck. Rupo Hintz goes for the empty net, and he's actually going to miss that here with 30 seconds left. DeBrincat goes for the change. Patrick Kane into the zone, takes the half slapper. Puck in the corner. 20 seconds left in this game as we work this out. Not too sure who has it, but it falls to Nick Ritchie, who's going to bury that, guys, sending us to the promised land for the second straight year in a row. Back to the Stanley Cup Finals there on the empty netter. Nick Ritchie, I don't know why they're following Lautner there, but Nick Ritchie burying there. No step up from their defense. Easy tuck there for the 4-1 win here in this game. Super happy for the boys. And obviously we'll take a watch here of the Western Conference Champion Trophy. Man, awesome so far. Great resiliency this playoff year. Really didn't think we were going to beat the Blackhawks. Just thought they had a stronger first two lines. But obviously things are paying off with our lineup and the way it's set. That we're just going to continue on as the Blackhawks throw that out of play. And I know this has been a pretty long sort of recording here today, but if you guys are still with it right now, be sure to drop a like on this video. You guys are the real MVPs. Sort of that's why I make these videos. You guys enjoy them, and I love being able to entertain you guys with some awesome content. So I do appreciate the love and support here with under 10 seconds left to go in this Western Conference Finals, as the announcer as well letting us know we're going to the Stanley Cup. And let the celebration begin here at the United Center. We are on to play the Philadelphia Flyers, and I don't know what their lineup's going to be like, but it's going to definitely be a battle. It could go the distance all the way to 7 games. I don't know what our boy Volchenkov is going to do here. Is he going to grab the cup or the trophy, or is he going to just hold off here for the picture? We're about to find out. As here we go, guys. Nice trophy. He's not going to accept it. We're just going to take the picture. So we'll move on here to the simulation of the Stanley Cup Finals. So here we are, guys. Stanley Cup Finals here against the Philadelphia Flyers. And actually, Seth Jones is going to be out here at least for the first 2 games with a mild concussion, it looks like. I just saw that when I briefly came back for a quick second. So we've got nobody here, which is quite interesting. I want to see if maybe we can call somebody up. I don't know if we're going to be able to, which will be the interesting part since Tavares is also out with an injury. Man, who are we going to call up? Because Haisha is injured, but is he sort of the best fit on all of the lines? Which, again, I don't know if we can call him up. Let's try and do so, and I think we're actually going to be able to, which is nice. So, again, he is technically injured, but throwing him into the lineup here, Stanley Cup playoffs, is a huge deal. Haisha, defensive defenseman, so we'll throw him in there. Man, we're looking pretty thin here on the back end, as we need Tavares and Seth Jones back as soon as possible. So let's take a look here at the Flyers lineup before we do get into the simulation. I know that's might be doing things here. We've been doing that after the first game. But let's take a look here before game 1. Honestly, they're not really stacked. First line is Fogle, Frost, and Ferk. Then they've got Travis Konechny, Jeremy Bracco, and Matt Duchene, Joel Farabee, Pavel Zacha, and then Trent Frederick. Rounding out their bottom pair is Kevin Hayes, German Rubusov, and Frank Vetrano. On the back end, they've got Provorov, Myers, Niku, and Larson, and then Kapobenko and Connor Murphy. So nothing too crazy of a lineup. Let's see who their goalie is. Is it still Carter Hart? And that is where their strength is in between the pipes. 88 overall Carter Hart. So definitely going to be a battle. We definitely need our defense to get back to good health here, but it does look like we actually have home ice advantage. So are these the two worst teams playing for the Stanley Cup Final? It could be the case. So let's get into this simulation, guys. Scheifele leading the way in points these playoffs for all players. Bracco getting the goal scoring started off in period number 1. Scheifele lighting the lamp there on Carter Hart, and we will slow sim period number 3 as Volchenkov gets us on the board, and Tikhonov also getting us that 2-goal lead here in the third. Back-to-back goals. Crosby putting another dagger in, and we will fast sim the rest of the period. Crosby 2 in that period. Lautner and Myers able to actually get a goal there to round out that game. Huge game. Bishop played great. Volchenkov, second star of the game, 2 points. Crosby, 2 goals. And so far these playoffs, Crosby has been absolutely lighting the lamp. I do want to take a look here. Let's take a look at the lines and sort of see point-wise how these guys are doing. I do want to check fast the line in pretty much almost 20 points, so 19 points in 20 games. Obviously, Scheifele leading the way with points. Volchenkov not doing too bad. Suzuki 13 and 19. Byfield 10 and 15. Kashe doing well in points as well. I want to see Crosby 7 and 13. So Crosby and Rupo actually doing massive work there on that third line, I should say. So 1-0 series lead here in these finals with a weak back end. As Tavares is actually back. So let's go. We need to send down somebody here, which again we can send down what's his face, Haisha. We can send down Haisha. We'll send him back down to the minors, which I'm okay with. And then we shall edit these lines. We'll throw Tavares into the lineup. Again, he might not be back to 100%, but at least getting him into the lineup is huge. Seth Jones, is he able to come back as well? That might be something good to have. So we'll put Tavares and Pesci there on that second line, and after this next game, we'll throw Jones into the lineup. But here we are, guys. Game number 2 at home against the Flyers. Quick sim 1, nothing going in after the first period. 1-1 after the second. Hayes and Appleton, so we'll slow sim the third. Shots are even, so it is a battle here in game number 2 at Cabela's Coliseum. As Kashe buries one there on Carter Hart, giving us the lead with 14 minutes to play. 10 left in the game. Flyers on the power play with a chance to tie the game, but Volchenkov looks like right after their power play buries on Carter Hart. So we have a 2-goal lead here in the third, and it looks like we're going to hold on to game number 2, guys. Crazy stuff. Absolutely crazy stuff, and we're just getting our defensive core back. Bishop, first star. Kashe, second star. Volchenkov, the third star. So let me go ahead and make sure we get this lineup back set. So we're able to play Tavares and Jones, which is interesting since they are both technically injured. But let's take a look here at the power play. I don't know if I want Richie there on that top pair. I'd rather have somebody else that might get a better plus on that. But we'll go with that. Who doesn't fit? Tartukin doesn't really fit. Let's maybe put in Rupo or Kashe. Maybe if we throw Kashe in there, that might do a little bit better. And it actually looks like Kashe works better on that first, so that gets the +3. So I'd rather have that for our power play here the rest of these playoffs. So we'll work with that. Again, that might make the difference here continuing on these playoffs. But moving up here to game number 2, or game number 3, I should say. Obviously a 2-0 series lead as we go to Philly to see if we can maybe sweep these Stanley Cup Finals. First period goes by, no goals. Second period, we're up 2-1. Crosby, Suzuki on the goals here for the Bucks as the Flyers heavily out shooting the Bucks. So it's just a matter of hanging on here. Can Bishop steal a game these playoffs? And that's really what it comes down to, is going to be goaltending. You can have the best team in the world, but if you have the best goalie between the pipes, it's going to make all the differences. Seth Jones gets one from the half boards at the point, and we might be walking out of game 3 with a huge victory, guys. 3-1. So we're up 3-0 in this series with sort of the ghosts of last year's Stanley Cup run almost in the past here. Huge opportunity to sweep these Stanley Cup Finals. Game number 4 here against the Flyers in Philly with a chance to win the Stanley Cup. Obviously, we'll simulate the first two periods, see how things go. Period number 1, Vasilevskiy and Volchenkov, so top line doing work, being outshot 4-3 after the second. Crosby, Suzuki will slow sim the third here for a little bit and see how things end up with about, I'd say, 5 minutes left, and we'll hop into the simulation as Vasilevskiy buries, guys. We have a 2-goal lead here in game number 4 with a chance to win the Stanley Cup. We're going to hop into the simulation right now with 5 minutes left to go and see if we can come out as Stanley Cup champions. 5 minutes left here in game number 4 of these Stanley Cup Finals. 2-goal lead, and the sweep is on, guys. We have a chance to sweep the Stanley Cup Finals for the second time in franchise history. I believe the first time we did it was a sweep as well, as hits are flying here in the zone. Big chance here, and that's got to be the dagger right there, guys. Huge goal. And Gritty isn't happy with the Flyers play, as Nick Suzuki, our trade deadline acquisition, coming up clutch here in game number 4. You could just tell that shift that something was going to happen for us, and obviously it does there. Suzuki in the high slot, untouched, and just coming out of the corner. No one's even on him, and you know a player of his caliber from that position in the ice is not going to miss. And that's the nail in the coffin right there, guys. There's no way we end up losing this game. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left with a 3-goal lead. The odds of losing this thing are slim to none. So it's just about basically sitting back. Honestly, if somebody gets injured, it's not the end of the world, because this is the last game of the season, as Volchenkov, the captain of the squad, trying to get one. And he's got a chance here. 3 minutes to go until he is able to lift the Stanley Cup, as Morgan Frost has something to say about that. Saying the Flyers aren't done, so by the skin of our teeth, it's going to come down to the wire here, it looks like, in game number 4, as he gets his 8th of the playoffs. Their new top go-to centerman, as Giroux and Couturier and I'm drawing a blank on their other player, Voracek, are out of their lineups, out of the club, I believe, as Frost, he's going to bury that one, making it back to a 2-goal lead. It would be a little bit hairier if it was only a 1-goal lead. I'd be a little bit more worried. But right now, 2-goal lead with 2:54 left to play. Not really sweating it, as Scheifele wins the draw. He's into the zone. He's going to go low. Vasilevskiy on it. And it's just a matter of time here before the Flyers are going to pull their goalie, as a chance there for Volchenkov, or I believe that was Vasilevskiy, almost getting a goal there. Suzuki, 1 goal away from a hat trick in the Stanley Cup Finals, is absolutely bananas there, guys, as we've got a minute 50 left. You can bet your butt that the Flyers' next chance down the ice are going to pull their goalie, and Suzuki gets the hat trick here in game number 4, the final game of the season, and that is going to definitely seal the deal here. What an absolute rip. Last 2 goals for the Bucks coming off of Suzuki's stick. Great puck movement, clean face-off win from Byfield, our first ever pick. And Suzuki, he does not look like the Suzuki in real life, but he is playing like him for sure, as we've basically got a minute left before that Stanley Cup. And again, next chance the Flyers get for sure are going to be pulling their goalie. So we might be able to get one more goal this game, if anything, as the Flyers get across the zone. They're going to dump this in, and no goalie is coming out. So I think the Flyers know that this game is done and dusted. As Kase, he's going to enter the zone, looking for something there. He finds Suzuki, who has the shooting boots on today, just missing there, as stepped there nicely by the defense. I'm not too sure who that was. Byfield now with a chance, and Byfield is going to bury. What an absolute offensive onslaught here in game number 4. Just basically stamping our name on the Stanley Cup, letting everyone know that we are here to stay. Again, after last year's heartbreak against the Islanders, I guess the team they were just wanting to get back in these playoffs and just make a statement here, winning the Cup, basically saying that we should have won it last year. And they've basically done that. We barely snuck into the playoffs, getting the last seed in the Western Conference, and we took this thing all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals to win this thing. I don't think it's been done like that since, I'm trying to think if that was 2012. Los Angeles Kings might have been the last team to do that, be the 8th seed, be the 16th seed in the entire playoffs, and win the Stanley Cup. As we've got 20 seconds left here in this game, as Rupo looking to add insult to injury, not going to be able to get a shot off. 10 seconds left, guys. It's been a long time. It's been a couple seasons since we've won our last Stanley Cup, but now this is number 2 for the franchise, and I believe it's our second in the past 5 years, and that is all she wrote, guys, as we almost sniped there at the end, but we get a sweep in the Stanley Cup Finals against the Philadelphia Flyers in Philly. It's not the first time the Flyers fans have had their hearts broken on home ice. Last time, I believe, might have been the Chicago Blackhawks back in 2010, I believe. But it's awesome to see the Bucks once again winning the Cup. I believe we won it at home last time, and this time we win it away in Philadelphia. Absolute crazy stuff to see. All the new pieces on the squad. Huge trade deadline acquisitions with Tartukin. We got Tucker Tynan and Nick Suzuki at the trade deadline, and obviously paying off here in the Stanley Cup Finals with Nick Suzuki. Conn Smythe, I would have to say they're going to have to give that to Scheifele for sure, leading the playoffs in points for sure. He is going to get that. And obviously our boy Volchenkov is going to be lifting the Stanley Cup for the Nebraska Bucks, second time in franchise history. And it's just awesome to see the guys go through the handshake line with their buckets off, just meaning that they are the champions. And it does look like Scheifele is going to get the Conn Smythe trophy there. Crazy stats there. 12 goals, 17 assists. Just well-deserved. Not in his original number because 55 is on Quentin Byfield. But here is the Stanley Cup, guys. Super excited, super happy for the boys. They worked so hard for this after going all the way to the finals last year and losing to the Islanders. And just crazy scenes here. Super excited. I'm pumped to actually see Volchenkov get it because I believe last time Paul Stastny was our captain when we won the Stanley Cup. So young gun here. He's not the youngest captain to ever lift the cup. I believe that's still Sidney Crosby at 21 years of age. Volchenkov, I believe he's 22, but here it is, guys. The lift. Second cup in franchise history. Awesome stuff to see. I'm excited to see who gets the first pass. Who's going to get the cup on the first pass? They're giving it to Appleton, of all people. I'm surprised they gave it to him. I would have thought they might have given that to Suzuki or somebody else who maybe hasn't won the cup before. Who's getting this next pass is the real question. 14, Vasilinen from the Winnipeg Jets. We got him, I believe, 2 seasons ago in the trade, but super happy for the boys. Obviously, Bishop paying off. He is getting on the older side. I believe he is 39 years old, so that's going to definitely be a worry here moving forward. We're going to have to make some changes to the team for sure next year, and that's going to be in the next episode with sort of the draft. We're going to have contracts, free agents, all that good stuff here in the next season, as Bishop getting the cup here next. Winning his first cup ever. I believe it was Ranta between the pipes for us last time, and Bishop getting his first taste of the Stanley Cup. And here's the team picture, what everyone dreams of, and it will basically live on forever. This picture will be a part of the club for history. But that's going to be it for today's episode. If you guys did enjoy it, be sure to drop a like. I hope you guys have a good one, and as always, stay dusty.